So I've just been watching The Daily Show, Trevor Noah's Daily Show, but his colleague Roy Wood Jr. goes out into the field, and he was in Texas, he was in Montana, and oddly enough, in Montana, in a town named Wilmont, I believe, there's a man who, when he was younger, was a refugee from Liberia. And that was over 20 years ago. And he came to the United States, and he wound up in Montana, in Wilmont, apparently. And he joined the service, he educated himself, he took up country music to some extent, and he campaigned to become mayor, and he won the election. And he's made history, actually, as the first black mayor of a town of any size in Montana. And this is true, I believe. I mean, I don't know, I could call up Wilmont City Hall and find out, but I believe it's true. Now, at the same time, well, maybe a week earlier, I don't know, this same fellow, and he's an inspiring television, well, he's kind of a journalist and a performer at the same time, just like Trevor Noah is. He's sort of a combination of the two, a performer and a journalist. He's constantly commenting. He's basically, conducting a political opinion column, both of them. And I love that show. That Trevor Noah is totally unique in America, anyway. And he's as unique as, for example, Barack Obama was unique, and Roy Wood, he's like a modern day or a present day Socrates. He asks these people all these questions, to try to root out their underlying prejudice of thought, which there always is. For anyone who doesn't conduct deep interrogations into their own thinking, which is not easy. It takes them a long, long time to be able to do that. And just having the disposition to do that is not easily acquired. Introverts can do it more easily than extroverts, but in either case, it's difficult. But the far more interesting occurrence was when Roy Wood went to Texas to a university where these young women were conducting an anti-open carry proposition on campus. Well, the Texas state legislators, in all their wisdom, decided that college boys ought to be able to strap on a sidearm at any university where they attend school. And so Roy Wood was interviewing this guy who was a proponent of abolishing gun-free zones everywhere in the United States. Churches, schools, the Capitol of the United States, the Capitol building, and so on. Now you see the absurdity of this position if you take it out to its logical conclusion. The Second Amendment, if expanded outward, if extrapolated to its logical conclusion, means basically that we're in the Wild West again, and everyone has a sidearm everywhere, everywhere. And at the least provocation, at the least dissatisfaction, someone's murdered. Now, is that what we want? I doubt it. But that's what will happen eventually. And how does it happen? Well, there's only one reason. And that is because of the mass production of firearms in the first place. Where do they come from? They don't just fall out of the sky. They're produced in factories here in the United States. The United States, which is probably produces more guns than any other country in the world. I'm sure that's the case. Just like the United States has more prisoners per capita than any other country in the world. We have those two distinctions. In fact, we are the most warlike country on the planet, and yet we espouse freedom and liberty and democracy and so on. Well, democracy for who and from what? Democracy to conduct big business? Or democracy to vote for the person you think will best represent you as a government official? There's a big, huge, goddamn fucking difference. People don't seem to realize that the working man and the working women are being crushed by corporate power. Take Amazon, for example, for the first time in history of Amazon. One place, I don't know where, they're trying to unionize. Now, they say that one of these Amazon, what do they call them? I don't know what. Anyway, one of their facilities where they send out all these goods to various people, all over the fucking world. There are these vast warehouses that have these conveyor systems, and the people grab stuff off shelves, and they assemble the package that is eventually sent to the customer, and so on. And they have they work. I don't know, 10-hour days, something like that. 12-hour days, who knows? They're probably on a 12-hour shift, just like computer chip factories, such as the computer chip factory in Pocatello, Idaho, American Microsystems. 12-hour shifts. That's perfect from the company's point of view. You got a 12-hour labor force here, and then a 12-hour labor force here, and the place never stops, ever. It winds on 24 hours a day, 365 years, churning out the product. Churning out the product. Is that the ultimate aim of the United States, to churn out the product and make money, it seems to be? What about all the people who have jobs and won't have them 10 years from now, when every goddamn job is automated? Even a physician's job could become automated. Even a neurosurgeon's job could become automated. You sit the patient down. He's got a tumor in his brain. Set him down on the table. Let the machines take over. They skim off a section of the skull. They pull it out. It's like a disc. They have to cut the skull in a circle. And they lift that disc off, and then their lasers probe down inside and spot that fucking tumor and blast it out, smoke it out, whatever, and it's gone. Precision work. And it could all be done totally by machinery, and it probably will in 20 years, leaving nothing